Hey guys, how is everyone doing? My name is Supernova Tech, and today I've got for you some FIFA Street. We've got some futsal gameplay, Manchester United versus Manchester City, and today I'm going to be talking sport. And if you're really not a sporty person, you're really not interested in it, then I completely understand. You know, I encourage you to stay and listen to what I've got to say. Maybe you might be interested in getting involved, but if not, then completely understand. But if you guys that are interested in sport, today is going to be football crazy, and hopefully you enjoy it. And we're going to be talking about some current affairs, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, I wanted to talk about the Premier League and what's kind of happening as we're coming to the end of the season. Really wanted to talk about Manchester United and Manchester City and how it's kind of going and where it's going to go, in my opinion. But you guys are completely entitled to your opinion. I don't support Manchester United or Manchester City, so I'm not going to be swaying to anyone saying so-and-so is better than the other. I'm just going to be giving my opinion of what it's like from a neutral's point of view. But if you do support any of those teams, you know, let me know, you know, what you think about things. But I wanted, like I said, talk about the season and where it's kind of going. And you may not be familiar of what's going on in the Premier League. Like I said, you might not be a follower of football. But basically, at the end of the season, whoever's top, whoever's got the most points, wins the season and they get the trophy. So Manchester United, which is the team that's on the gameplay, as you can see now, they're top, and I think they're clear by about 3 points, is it, to Manchester City. Correct me if I'm wrong. And they are going to be playing each other Monday. Now, even if the stakes weren't high as they are, I think that it's, you know, such a big derby. I think it's up there with the Merseyside derby, with how big it really is with the history. But I'm planning on watching it at the pub with my dad and a few mates, because I don't have, you know, Sky, so I can't watch it. But that should be really good to watch. But yeah, it's going to be such a big game, guys. And I think this season's been really cool, as you know, with all different leagues. But I'm an Arsenal supporter, so once again, you know, no trophies, oh well, that's fine. I can't really complain. But I wanted to talk about the teams and how they've been doing throughout the season. I'm just going to start with Manchester City and talk about like how they've been playing and my opinion. Now, all this with Tevez and why he hasn't been playing, you know, all this with like Mancini and all of that. I don't know. I haven't really got like a whole he was wrong, he was right opinion. I've just got an opinion of how it's had an effect on the team, and I think if Tevez had carried on playing for Manchester City, I don't really know the ins and outs of what happened. I wasn't really following with what happened, but if I feel personally, if he'd have carried on playing with Manchester City, then I think I'm not sure, because one man doesn't make a team. But as soon as he's been back, straight away Manchester City have been playing better. I think if he was playing right from the beginning of the season, then all the way through consistent, I think Manchester City would have the title now, because Manchester United haven't been playing like really well as they normally do this season. So I think if Manchester City have kept their composure, so to speak, and they actually played well with Tevez, I think, you know, it would have been over, because, you know, he scores goals and he does lift the team. But that's my personal opinion. If someone could like enlighten me about what actually happened, I might just Google it, because I'm not too sure what actually happened between him and the manager. But yeah, I do think that was like a big factor with like what's going on, like where the title race is going. I think, like I said, with Manchester United, they haven't played well this season. They've obviously played well to get where they are. I mean, you don't play crap and get to the top of the table, obviously. Because that won't work, would it? But I think they haven't played as well as Manchester United normally have played. I think that they have lost games to teams they really shouldn't have lost to. I can't remember. They've lost to like mediocre teams when they really shouldn't have. That's where they've lost points. And if Manchester United played as consistent, which they have done in the past and which they can do throughout the whole season, that would have been Manchester United's title. That's just my opinion. I think that Manchester United haven't been as good as they really can be, and that's why they haven't won it already, and that's what has come down to the last couple games. Oh man, my mouth's gone dry. So yeah, like, what do you think about that? Do you think that Manchester United have actually played well this season? I mean, obviously, I'm not saying they haven't played well, because they have, and they are a brilliant team. There's no doubt about it. You can't write them off. But personally, I just think that they could have done better, and they haven't won the league yet because they've like messed up. I think they have messed up this season, and you know that happens to anyone. Football's not written on paper. It's just like the old cliche. If you don't know what's going to happen, I think that's why football's so great. I know people complain about the players like diving and everything, but if you take all that away and use play as a sport, I think yeah, it's just a really good sport, and that's just my opinion as being an Englishman that's played football, you know, since I was a little kid. But yeah, that's what kind of like I'm not these people that say you only support Man United or you only support so and so because you're a Glory supporter. I just think that, you know, you're all your fans, they're your teams, and even if Manchester United win, it's not going to help anyone's like life for a fan. But you just really get into it, don't you? But I personally think this is Manchester United's season, only because of I think Manchester United, they are consistent, as in they can follow leagues through. I mean, they are unstoppable at the moment. I've kind of contradicted myself there by saying that, you know, they've lost to teams which you shouldn't have, but they're going to win the league. I don't know. I just think that Manchester City. Now, this is my opinion of Manchester City. I'm going to take Tottenham for an example, or Newcastle. They've built from not much, and they've created a team which is actually doing well. Now, Manchester City, I've got to say that they've kind of bought second place, and I might get like a load of people having a go at me for that, but that's just kind of my personal opinion, as in that a couple of years ago, before they got all this money, they weren't even contenders for the Champions League spot. You know, I think they just, now they've got all these players, they're suddenly contenders for the league. I don't know, it just kind of feels a bit like a bit, not cheating, definitely not. If you got the money, spend it. You know, that's what I hate about Arsenal. They've got money, but they don't spend it. But if you've got the money, spend it. I just kind of think that like they do deserve it, because you've still got to play the football, but they've bought their team instead of built it. If you know what I mean. That's the point I'm trying to make. But I could be wrong. That's just my take on things. But I just feel that Manchester United have got more experience, and I just feel that they know what they're doing, and I think this Monday's game, I think, really will test to see who really deserves it. If Manchester United lose, I think it's not over for Manchester United. I just think it's going to be like a dog-eat-dog world out there. Like, that's not even the right expression. It's like it's just going to go right to the end. But if Manchester City lose, game over. Manchester United. I still think Manchester United would do it, but I think that it all comes down to this game. If Man City lose, then it's all over for them. But if Manchester United lose, I still think that Manchester United will do it. But Manchester City's got to keep their chins up, and they've got to go. I'd like to see, I don't know, I'd like to see Manchester United do it, purely because I don't support any of these teams, so I'm not swaying to one team. But I personally feel, after everything that's happened, Manchester United should win it, purely because they deserve it more, because they've held their own, and Man City have, I don't know, I think they bought their place there, which is fair enough, which is completely fair enough, but just my opinion that, you know, maybe they don't deserve it. They deserve to do as well as they have been, but to win the league, I don't know. Maybe in the future, but not this season. So I think that's Manchester United season. But let me know what you think. I could be completely wrong. You never know. Norwich might win it. That's impossible, but you never know. Football's not written on paper. But let me know what you think, guys. Arsenal are not disappointing year. They come third, but yeah, that's all right. Champions League next year. Let's see how they get on. But guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what things I've said. Hope I've not upset anyone. But that's just my opinions. Hopefully you enjoyed the gameplay. More soon. And have a very good Saturday, guys. And I'll speak to you later. Peace out, boy.